All right. This is the interview on Inside Edition with Simon Leviev, or actually Shimon Hayut, the Tinder Swindler. I just found out that he was interviewed on Inside Edition, and I watched it, and now I'm going to go over it with you. But my initial response, ugh. All right. I'm Megan Fox with pjmedia.com. Find my columns there every single day. And if you want to sign up for a VIP, my promotion code is FOX, and you'll get a discount and exclusive columns and my weekly podcast there. All right. Listen, my major criticism of Inside Edition in this interview is that they don't let him speak. They edited it so heavily that all we get are little sound bites. Like, they spend all this time, and I'm just going to skip through all this because they're basically just retelling the story. And all we get are these tiny little clips of him saying things like this.
He's the handsome jet setter at the center of the sensational Netflix
nope,
documentary.
They're still telling the story. Still telling it. Still retelling the same story we already saw on Netflix.
And today, he's speaking out exclusively to Inside Edition. The 31-year-old...
Still telling, can't get to him yet. No, we have to go through the entire documentary and spend, all this time setting it up. And when do we finally get to him? All right, here it is.
I'm not this monster that everybody has created.
Leviev
and then they edited. I'm not this monster that everyone has created. And he said other things, but we don't get to hear what those things were. I almost feel like Inside Edition is covering up for him. When you get a guy like this to sit down and interview with you, the best thing to do is let him talk. Let him talk. Let him hang himself with his own rope. You got to give him the rope, though. And you have to let him talk. And they do not let him talk throughout this entire thing. Watch, here we go again.
But he has agreed to speak exclusively with Inside Edition.
These women make some very serious allegations against you. They say they were conned and threatened.
They weren't conned and they weren't threatened.
Are you the son of a...
Wait a minute. We heard him threaten them on the taped recordings, on the voicemails, on the text messages. Now she's going to ask him, are you the son of a diamond billionaire?
Billionaire diamond mogul?
No, I'm not, and I never presented myself.
He still seems to be...
What? I never presented myself. They cut him off in the middle of that sentence. And I never presented myself. That's how that ended? No, it didn't. He said a bunch of other stuff, and you need to let him say it. Let us hear him say it. What the heck is Inside Edition hiding for this guy, and why? No, I didn't, and I never presented. Well, according to the documentary, you absolutely presented yourself like that. And you showed photographs of yourself with the diamond mogul. You photoshopped yourself into photographs of this guy. That's what he did. So to say that, to let him say I never presented and not follow that up and not let us hear what he has to say, this is not journalism. I don't know what this is. It's like commercialism or something. I don't know what they're doing here. It's like is this an ad for a longer edition of this? I don't know, because they don't say. But wait, it gets worse. So now they go back to, oh, well, he's still living this lifestyle, but they're showing us footage from way older footage.
Living a life of luxury.
This is not new.
Authorities estimate he may have...
We saw this. This was one of the videos that he sent to one of the girls in the documentary. This isn't new. All right, so she's going to ask him another question. And again, they're going to cut him off before he finishes answering it, which I don't understand at all. Let's see if I can get to it. Here we go.
You don't feel bad for them in any way?
I feel bad for something that I didn't done. No, I feel bad for what had ever happened to myself. I want to clear my name. I want to say to the world, this is not true.
How do you fund your lavish...
I felt bad for what happened to me. Of course he did, because he's a sociopath. He's a sociopath. Wait, what is her question? I got to back it up a second.
How do you fund your lavish lifestyle?
I'm a legit businessman. I bought Bitcoin in 2011, which was nothing. I don't need to say how much it's worth now.
I'm a legit businessman. I bought Bitcoin. He can't even answer what it is he does. So you bought Bitcoin. Okay, but what did you do with it? How are you a legit businessman? What is your business? Nonsense. And they don't follow up on this. This is not journalism. It's kind of easy to find out some of this stuff. Like, get in there and find out what he does for a living then.
Think, with his notorious reputation in every corner of planet Earth, Women
All right,
everywhere.
so again, no interview with him. This is now just we're just going over it. Now they're going to talk to his girlfriend, this poor dumb girl who he's with now.
Found by his side, his beautiful girlfriend, Israeli model Kate Conlon.
Kate, what do you make of these women's claims in the documentary?
My God, it's like how someone can build such a fake story.
I just had
And that's it. That's all we're going to get from her too. So she's a fake, or I think there's one more
ask
question.
Kate, has Simon ever borrowed money from you?
Of course, no.
the women
Of course not. Not yet. He probably won't ask her for money now. Not after all this. And I think this is like the last
Who
question.
feel you're a fast talker, but you're really a fraud and a fake.
I'm not a fraud and I'm not a fake. People don't know me, so they cannot judge me.
Simon has never been charged with any crimes related to
And that's it. And to me, it's like
the
they're
women of the
covering up for him.
documentary, but he did serve 2 years in Finland for defrauding 3 other women.
So it's like, are they covering up for him? Like, because he wasn't charged in relation to the women in the documentary, that like they're allowing him to get away with this? Because this is not journalism. This is not any kind of hard-hitting journalism. There were no follow-up questions. They edited it so heavily that a bunch of stuff that was probably very important is on the cutting room floor. This kind of journalism bothers me because it's not good, and they should have released this interview completely unedited, or at least let him talk longer. I mean, especially that part where he was like, "I never represented," and then it just cut off completely. You never presented or represented yourself as what? Like, you say, let him say the whole thing. He's being sued now for doing that. He's actually, believe me, those lawyers would not have brought a lawsuit against this guy if they didn't think they could prove that he absolutely represented himself as part of the Leviev family. He changed his name. How come this journalist didn't say, you changed your name to Leviev? The same name as the diamond mogul. Why'd you do that? Why do you tell people your name is Simon Leviev instead of Shimon Hayut? This is upsetting. That the first people that get this guy in an interview and they just let him get away with this nonsense. I'm not a bad person. Yeah, okay. There's an awful lot of evidence, and Netflix would never have gone forward with that documentary if they didn't have all the receipts. I know how these things work. And they would never have gone forward with that if they didn't have the receipts. Believe me, I had the really awesome experience of working with a network show for a little while that unfortunately didn't go forward because of a contract dispute. But I spent a couple months working on a true crime series, and it was really fun. But these people do not go forward with these things unless there's absolute proof of it. And so, no, I don't believe him for a second. And I can't believe that Inside Edition just did this puff piece. This is nonsense. And I wish that he was sitting across from like a Diane Sawyer or someone, because that sucked. Anyway, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. You know I love listening and reading your comments, and I love that. So don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm and keeps this channel going. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.